going to be riding from Perth in Scotland down through England and France, leave the safety of Europe into Turkey, into unknown deserts of Iran, scary Pakistan, India, the Himalayas and Nepal. Burma doesn't allow foreign motorbikes, so I'll have to fly to Thailand before turning south to Australia, riding across the top end during the wet season and finishing the adventure of a lifetime back home in Perth. So this was it, the end of safe Europe. Now the real adventure begins. I was a bit nervous to cross the border at night, so I managed to find a place in Kurdistan. I was looking for somewhere to camp, but this family insisted I stay with them. Good morning from the Iranian-Turkish border. It's 8:15 and the gate's not open yet, so I'm just hanging around. Across the border and met up with a young chap called Hussein, who had messaged me via a website to come and stay with him in a town called Urmia, which is just over the border. And young chap Hussein, very nice family, invited me to come and stay, and I wasn't going to stay, I was going to travel straight through up to Tehran. But young Hussein took me to change over some money, and we drove around town, tried 4 or 5 banks who refused to change euros. Eventually Hussein insisted on going and seeing this money person by himself, and he came back with this great big wad of notes in Iranian money. I thought he'd robbed a bank.
He doesn't change the 200, yeah. And the other one without.
So that is how much?
6 million. 3.
Yeah. Wow. Bloody hell. I'm a rich man.
This is the local bazaar. These places are huge but seem to sell loads of the same stuff. So Hussein's family invited me to come with them to what I thought was a free tour of the town. I'm in an apple orchard, and there's a grape vineyard thing here as well, and I've got no idea what I'm doing here. I jumped in the car. I've given Hussein my bike just to go around the corner to his mates, but that was over an hour ago. The last hour we've been stopping at apple things at the side of the road. Apple, markets and people selling apples, and we've moved to somewhere where they're picking up apples off the ground and off trees, and apples, I mean, I just can't do any more apples. Unless it's cider. So we head back home, and I'm hoping my bike is back. So I've let Hussein borrow my bike, because I think, yeah, fair enough, and he was going for an hour when I left about 3 hours ago. It's now 7 o'clock, and I haven't seen my bike, so I'm a little bit nervous. In the end, it all turns out well, but I've learned an important lesson. I'll never give anyone my bike again. So goodbye to Urmia, I'm heading for Tehran. This amazing place is Lake Urmia. My map shows a road going right across the middle, and here it is, the causeway. It looks like a different planet. This salt lake has suffered from drought the past 20 years. It's about 20% full now, something to do with dams and rivers elsewhere, but the lake really is dying. I'm wondering if this is how the rest of Iran will look. Halfway to Tehran, checked the trip meter on the bike and found that the GPS one had been reset, and the 2 trip meters on the bike had been reset.
I've been keeping a tally of mileage on my GPS. I just check, the mileage, how far I've been to reset it at Perth. I feel stitched up here, really fucking stitched up. trip meter on the bike says 1100 kilometres. My GPS says 400, which means there's a fucking fair old difference of what, 700 kilometres from yesterday.
And the 2 trip meters on the bike had been reset, which led me to believe that it wasn't a short trip. Hussein hadn't taken a short trip round the corner. He had gone for a little blast on my bike. Hussein took me to change some money, and we changed some euros to Iranian currency, and he came back with this great big wad of notes that looked as if he'd robbed the bank. So I thought it was a good exchange rate, that was, but as it turned out it wasn't such a good rate at all. I'd been ripped off actually, and then I'd paid insurance for 110 euros for a whole year. Again, Hussein took me to this guy, and then I got sold a SIM card for 30 euros I think, or 20 euros, which as I tried to put credit on it later on, I'd been told it'd been disconnected, so it wasn't such a good deal. Next morning the dad hit me for a bill of $50, and which floored me a little bit, but thought this is maybe the way they do it in Iran, so I gave him 50 euros. I got some change back. Now $50 can buy you a 5-star hotel in Iran, if there is such a thing. So I was pretty much ripped off there, and having been led to believe I was staying for free. So I wasn't a happy man at that point, but anyway, you live and learn. So I headed on to Tehran and caught up with Jeroen. Jeroen, a charming, explosive guy I met on a bike ride in Africa a couple of years ago. He was keen to join me on this trip. He'd ridden up from Dubai and was going to tag along for a while. My humble abode for the night looked pretty ordinary from the outside, but on the inside this has to be the most fantastic hotel I've ever seen. Naqsh-e Jahan Square is surrounded by shops, the Grand Bazaar, and also some interesting restaurants. What do you do?
Yes.
So you pour it out, I can do that.
Very hot.
And then what do you do with that?
Meat, vegetable.
The menu had a dish called lamb dizzy. I had images of fairground sheep. As it turns out, the dizzy was more like baby food.
One vegetable?
Yeah, thank you.
One thing? Here.
For one?
Yes.
There's 2. That's a more.
This is a traditional eating house in Iran, and something to do with no tables, I'm not sure why.
No idea.
What it is.
I've even got a beer as well. Non-alcoholic, of course. Esfahan is a beautiful city. Everywhere has the shape of Persian archways. Local craftsmen making decorated tin plate. So much work involved, a real skill. This trip has become a bit of a quest for a decent coffee every morning. This has become my local. Hello, how are you?
Hello, my friend.
I came for coffee.
I'm wait for you.
White coffee, large
the
one.
same
Could I please?
last-
Yes,
last
thank
one.
you.
Where's your friend?
He's been lazy. He's in his room. So whilst Jeroen has a day off and catches up on emails, I go for a wander around town. This is the Si-o-se-pol Bridge. This was built in the 15th century. There's even a tea house halfway along. I wonder if the Shah would approve of this Western decadence. Probably not. We're leaving our palace to continue east. We're aiming for a town called Yazd, which is right in the centre of Iran and halfway to the Pakistan border. When I said I was coming to Iran, my friends warned me that it would be unsafe and people would be hostile. It would be dangerous for Westerners. I was worried about the traffic and the police. But I have to say that Iranian people are really very, very nice. Despite feeling ripped off earlier on, I was now beginning to really enjoy Iran. It was all going great.
I stopped and set up my camera. And I had all these wonderful ideas of what I'm doing. Put it on my tripod and it fell at the tripod. Fell to the ground and now it's knackered.
We've reached Yazd and the Silk Road Hotel, a cheap but cheerful place, well known among travellers. I'm still a bit annoyed at myself for dropping my camera.
I'm heading to the video store to get myself a new camera, hopefully, because my video cameras, I dropped it on the ground yesterday and it died, so I need to try and get a new one. Well, I went to camera shop. He sells some cameras, but not the one I'm wanting. He's got smaller ones, and he's wrote something down in hieroglyphics I cannot understand. Handed to the driver, and we're going somewhere else. I've got no idea whether it's another shop or it's a repair centre or what it is. I don't know, but it's all part of the adventure, really. So let's go and see what this takes us to.
This man's looking at my camera. Can he fix it? I don't know. Let's see.
I doubt very much he can fix it. I think it's had it. So what I'm going to do is just wait to get it reassembled. I'm going to put it on the bike and take it to India, and I'll ship it to Australia from there and buy a new one there, I suppose. So I'm just waiting till this guy finishes it and finishes with it and wraps it all up, and then I'm going to go. I've just come out of the camera. This camera is now working. I had dropped it and I thought it was fucked, and I thought it was going to cost me thousands for new ones, and these guys have fixed it in about 2.5 hours and they didn't charge me for it. They refused money. So how's that, eh? For Sony service.
So now I'm going to leave Yazd and head further east. I parked the bike overnight in a safe place. I'm also happy that I didn't fit larger cases. Jeroen left earlier, so I'm going to try and catch up. When we get to Bam, we meet up with some other guys going the same way. David from England, Martin and Richard from Austria. The guys were talking about how unreliable they believe Triumph motorbikes were.
Normally they break down.
8,000 Ks.
Yeah. Normally they break down a few miles down the M1. They don't even get out of Leicestershire.
They would soon be eating their words.
Inshallah means God willing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Somewhere along the way we lost contact with Dave and the other guys. We were pulled over by local police and our passports taken. We were now under armed escort.
Feel so safe.
You feel safe? I just feel hungry. Have you got some biscuits there? Yeah. Thank you.
These guys have pulled us over to escort us to wherever it is we're going. Where are we going? Pakistan. And whoops.
Lahore.
Lahore. No, we're not going to make Lahore today because we don't have enough chocolate bars for a start. We're heading to Pakistan, which has been quite dangerous, and I heard that some motorcyclists have disappeared. 2 motorcyclists have disappeared. I hope it's not us. You think? So all we do is we wait. We can't do much else because the guys have got their passport, so we'll just wait and wait until they let us go.
The danger of adventure traveling. Will we ever make it home? I hope 50 minutes, not 50 hours. He says, as I told him I have an important meeting in Zahedan at 1 p.m. Can we go? No. 50. Stealing petrol from, that's what they do, they're stealing petrol from these guys. Oh, that's why they were driving so slow, because they were running out of petrol. Comforting. They stole petrol from a civilian. And they're going to try to start a diesel bus with it? They reckon that bus is diesel. It's not I don't think they make petrol buses. How many does it take to put some petrol in a car? It's around 6.
Still no sign of the other guys. Eventually we meet up again. They had been held up at another checkpoint.
Here's our petrol options. We asked ages ago for petrol.
And the police stopped for this.
Jeroen's doing his usual. Tell him what he's thinking. Better calm it down, I think.
What? Well, how much?
I'm told not to film here, so I have to carry the camera at my side.
It's too much!
Who knows?
Yeah, well that's 20, so that's 10.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, they give a shit here.
You're going to smell like a beauty after this, kid.
I smell like shit anyway, so I'm glad this is not smelly vision.
This will get you to Mirjaveh, easy, and there's a proper petrol station there.
This petrol is the worst grade possible, and the bike really doesn't like it at all. But I've got no choice.
Let's go. Go as fast as I can.
Okay. We're heading to Zahedan near the border. Beautiful ride, but we're reminded that this area is not always safe for travellers. I'm now pleased we have a police escort. We've stopped at the police station.
Welcome to Zahedan. These men here are looking after us, aren't they? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And we're going to get fed, I hope.
Busy.
Some rice, so that's good. Nothing. No meat. No meat.
Hey, well, okay,
No
thank
chicken,
you.
no shashlik,
Oh.
no kebab.
We fuel up and get on our way once more, but we keep getting delayed. Why are we still here?
Because those fucking fuckers don't have a fucking ride.
There's so little respect for the Iranian police that this guy threw them out of his car.
All right.
They thought they had a ride. They hitched the ride, and he goes, no. And they chucked him out.
Not really.
Okay, no.
Ride, no one knows. So
Let me explain the situation. In Iran, to get to the Pakistan border, which is down there, apparently this is Baluchistan or whatever it's called. Baluchistan, thank you for my prompt there. And we have to get escorts because we're going to stray off the road and take pictures of some nuclear installation or get eaten alive by tigers or something. So they're escorting us all the way. It's taken us about 8 hours to go about 120 kilometres or something like that, ridiculous. And we're getting pretty frustrated now, so that's the update. We eventually make it to a hotel near the border and celebrate with alcohol-free beer. Cheers, good health.
What's that one? The pineapple.
Tomorrow we cross the border and into another exciting country,
pretty much everyone's
Pakistan.
they were all nice. So.